So check this. Today, three ants climbed on top of an anthill, and then they were shot up, way up into the sky. They fell down, landed on some sticky mud, and they didn't know what to do. So then came the ant chief, and he was like yelling at them and telling them to, pull the lever, and then they did. They found out that that's not what they should have done. So they realized that it was a terrible, huge mistake. For that lever released a chain reaction. It set forth something unspeakable in motion. And let's speak about it now, because that's what we're here for. 5,000 elephants did not trample on these ants. No, that will be a piece of cake. That will be something way too soft compared to what actually happened. No, they did not get squished by anything. That's the logical thing to assume. But those ants really were in a sticky situation, and pulling that lever really made things worse. Stay tuned to find out what actually happened to those ants. So welcome back. We didn't even go anywhere, but we pretended that we did. So these ants were in this really stucky mud, and then, they pulled the lever, and they realized they landed in cotton candy, and that's why it was so sticky. So when they pulled the lever, it made all the cotton candy go away, and they were devastated because you know how ants like sweet stuff. So that's the explanation to what happened. At the end of the day, they were so devastated that they thought that they would be rather trampled by 1,000 elephants than lose all this cotton candy. Turns out they landed in a cotton candy machine, and there was an infinite supply of cotton candy. They could have had cotton candy for the rest of their lives, but that didn't work out. So it was supposed to be a nonsense video, but it turned out to be a real story. Let us improve upon our mistake and mention some nonsensical stuff. So 5,000 elephants went on top of an anthill, and then they screamed the color green. How can you scream the color green? Well, you just close your eyes and imagine the color green, and then you shout the very first thing that comes to mind. So when you travel across the bridge for no reason without a parachute on, then you're more likely to fall down a creek, and then you can be trapped inside there for a couple of thousand days. But if you're not really careful, there might be tigers inside. Because if you pretend that you're safe, the tigers will come. And if you don't pretend that you're safe, some other animals will come. Which animals will come? I don't know. There will be many types of different animal species to choose from. And you can choose either tigers or leopards, or maybe some sort of baby elephant. Then you can join the baby elephant and its baby elephant walk, and then you can do the baby elephant walk, and then you can sing down da 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 da. And I don't know what else you could sing with an elephant. Elephants don't really have much to say. They just walk around funny. So you got crocodiles whistling all the time. What's up with that? I mean, somebody should teach them how to sing, because crocodiles would make good musicians. So an airplane is flying above a crocodile, and it tries to drain the swamp, but that doesn't work because crocodiles are very resourceful creatures. So they created a labyrinth of some sorts, and then they forced the pilots to walk inside the labyrinth. And ginger ale really is good for creating labyrinths, so that's what they used for it. So there's a lot of food in the swamps. You just need to look for it. So the resourceful animals of the swamp, including Wally Gator, that one specific gator. He's a Florida gator. So he just decided he wants to escape from the zoo and live in the Everglades. So he was like checking out all the maps and making all kinds of plans, but then he decided he'd rather eat a pie instead. So that's what he did, and that's the end of the story for Willy Wonka. No, Wally Gator. That's what's his name. That's it. What his name is. That's his name. Don't wear it out. And if you do wear it out with dignity. So other animals were jealous, like Snagglepuss, or I don't know what his name what other names are. He's just one of the lions out there, and I ain't lying when I say he's a lion. He may look all pink and stuff, but that's just an optical illusion. He's really a ferocious animal. So we got the soldiers fighting in the zoo about who gets to see the zebras. That's quite normal. So you travel back in time and then you find out that zebras don't even exist, right? That's really difficult when you find yourself amongst the dinosaurs and then you try to pretend that you're one of them, but soon you realize you're not tall enough. So, you see the sign, you need to be this tall to go on this ride. Well, the dinosaurs offered rides and they didn't let anybody ride them who wasn't as tall as the dinosaurs. So the dinosaurs just ended up riding each other, and that looked silly because they kept falling down. Because, they're not designed for, doing that sort of stuff. So then the smaller creatures decided that they want to be smart, but they didn't know how to become smart. So they went into a tar pit and covered themselves with tar, and then they took a bunch of chickens, plucked their feathers, and then they decided that they will become chickens because for some reason they thought the chickens would be smart. But then they had made one little mistake. They thought that chickens already existed in the dinosaur era, but they didn't. So they ended up walking like chickens, but there were no chickens to appreciate their looks. So then the dinosaurs ended up eating them. So that's the end of the story. And that's the end of every story. That's how every story ends, except for every other story. So I hope you enjoyed this story time. This was supposed to be a nonsensical video, and in many ways it was. But in some ways it actually contained deep wisdom. And I can't say this with a straight face because it really was a silly nonsensical video. But I still hope you enjoyed it, and see you next time. Bye bye.